Okay, so the only thing you really missed is that I chopped up some broccoli, a couple of little of the flowers, but mainly it was the big stalk of the stump. And as you can see, it's just right here in the middle. And then I've got the broccoli kind of in there as well. So that's is going to be mixed, and yeah, so it's just the nice juicy watery part that you have in the middle. I just slice the edges off and use this, and I'll be able to use almost all of this as well. And again, any excess that I have after this will either go to guinea pigs or compost. So it's a really nice system of breaking stuff down and kind of giving back to the earth as well. And I feel like anytime you can give back to the earth is just a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and get busy on this kale as well. I'm going to go ahead and probably process mostly both of these just because I'm having so much fun in the kitchen today. And so, shut up. So, and then I'll come back and I will show you guys what happens next. Okay, so we have the compost so far. And the guinea pig's food so far. I'm getting lazy on this. Normally I would probably save a little bit more, but you know, sometimes when you have a lot of food to prep, you're just ready to go. So here again is our salad kind of so far. Again, we've got some fennel mainly at the bottom with the kale, and you could put lemon juice in here, orange juice, grapefruit juice, any kind of citrus is going to be real good. Lemon or lime mainly, probably your first options. The smell of this is so fresh, and this is such a good springtime and summertime dish. It's actually very cooling for the body to have all these herbs together, and it smells so fresh and good. Gonna go ahead and throw some cilantro up in here as well that I already had prepared. And again, this is like going to be part of, not necessarily the dressing, but kind of the topper, the flavorful topper for other meals. You can do, put it on top of a salad. You could put this straight on a sandwich. You could make a pasta salad out of it. You know, really whatever your little heart's desire. You could put it on any type of, like I said, sandwich, or, you know, vegan hot dog, brat, you know, anything like that. It's just a fresh pick-me-up. And I think really in the summer, you know, having cucumbers around is just a good idea as well. I mean, everybody loves a nice creamy sort of foods with lots of cooling properties. Move that over there. The way that I like to do my stuff is, okay, the way that I like to do my cucumbers, I think that there's a lot of great nutrients that are in the outside, in the skin. So I like to cut them this way so that you can kind of get the smaller pieces of stem at a time. Nobody minds a little bit. It's when you get a bunch of it together. So I always cut long ways and try to just make it fun and juicy. You know, a nice juicy mouthfeel is like so important. So, and I pretty much always like to do my cucumbers. Cucumbers have been my favorite, one of my favorite vegetables, if not my top favorite vegetable. So this one we put in here is going to add, obviously, a lot of water content, a lot of fillingness, you know, to this. Round it out, you get a little more carbs, honestly, than just of the leafy greens. So again, you can usually pretty much get away with whatever you have in the kitchen, especially when it comes to your fruits and your veggies. I mean, fruits are a little bit more tricky actually, but as far as vegetables go, it does not matter. Carrots go with peppers, go with mushrooms. We all know this. You can go to Mediterranean, Italian, you know, you can go American, you can go Spanish and, you know, Mexican, you can go Thai, you can go Chinese, you can get raw flavors from around the world, you know, and still have your good, unique, spicy dishes that are just popping with flavor, because guess what? All of the flavors are vegan, you know? People think, oh, a vegan diet is so flavorless. And it's like, is it? You know, think of all the spices, all the things that really spice things up and make them flavorful. You think of aromatic breads and desserts, and you think of, you know, garlic and pungent things like, you know, turmeric and ginger. Speaking of turmeric and ginger, you can see I've got quite a bit of this, and I think I'll save that and make it sort of part of the dressing rather than putting it straight into here, or the sauce rather. Lemon juice. I actually don't have any lemon juice right now. I don't know why. So I'm just going to use up pretty much the rest of this apple cider vinegar. Just kind of dump it in there. That'll keep it fresh. You know, we think about a dressing making stuff soggy, but this is more of a preservative action. Okay. Instead of washing my hands each time, I'll just go ahead and toss the salad with a spoon. And so what this is going to do with the kale is kind of break it down and make it to where it's not necessarily cooked, but it's all like broken down, you know, a little bit in a way. And so again, you can use this on hot dogs, you can use this on hamburgers. I don't know if that'd be quite as good. Hot dogs would be good. It's almost like relishy too. Depending on how long you let this sit, it can, you know, taste really different. And like I said, there's different like variations that you can use, and you can top a whole big salad. And you know, you don't have to stop here. If you like it more cucumbery, I'm probably gonna definitely add more cucumbers when I eat it, but necessarily for like the saving bowl, you know, I'll just keep this amount for now. And so we'll look through my stuff and see what else we have here. Oh yes, these peppers are definitely, I'm gonna do a few different things with these peppers. I'm gonna make kind of a noodle consistency at the end when I eat these with this meal, you know, but also I want to go ahead and put some into this topper salad just because it's very colorful, and again, it just adds a lot of flavor. And yeah, so get this into the compost because the guinea pigs cannot have these seeds and stuff, so I just tend to throw them out there. Rinse them off. But if I'm eating it myself, I just eat the seeds a little bit and not worry about them. So I like to do these pretty small and thin. I think with most things, most people like things cut really small, and it is more time consuming, but it also is more time for you to add the love to the food, which is always the secret sauce. The secret ingredient is the love. So you just want to make these pretty small. Again, if you want to take the time to make them super small, it's really fun. But then again, if you're hungry, you know, you may just want to go ahead and have some bigger pieces and get that stuff into your body faster. But for the best digestion, it's really good to have rather small pieces. Again, I'm not a freak about it, but again, you can fit more in a small bowl, Tupperware, take with you. And these water-dense foods are just so perfect. Make sure all these pieces are broken up uniformly, because it's good to have the same types of sizes and shapes in your salads. Peppers are such a great food. They have more vitamin C than an orange. If you can train your kids like I have to just eat them like an apple, they will be doing pretty well. So Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put both of these in there just because that's where I'm at right now, and I'd rather not have to wait. Oh, it looks so good. Delicious and nutritious. And I said, why not go ahead and just get it all incorporated, get it all melding. Sorry about my dishwasher, my washing machine. So this is starting to kind of come together, as you can see. Get some nice bites. You know, I always think just go ahead and get that acid in there, and so that get it all mixed up together so that it can sort of have time to set. And the flavors not only get more, you know, in tune with each other and easily, it also becomes more easily digestible, because this is starting a chemical process, honestly, that is changing these foods, you know, and sometimes that's for the better, doing that first step of digestion for us, getting into, you know, into little pieces. And then when you put on stuff like ginger, it really helps you to digest as well. And just these foods all together, when you have the garlic and the turmeric and the ginger and the greens and the peppers and all the healthy foods, the fresh raw foods, then it's actually like medicine, you know, even though it tastes really, really good. Okay, so right now my focus is to make the best meal, just this big, huge, flavorful meal. And I'm using up a lot of food in doing this, and on purpose, you know, so that I can really just have for a few days, a day or two, you know, at least have some good food and not have to worry about doing any prep. And you know, this is fun, but I just don't have time to do this kind of thing every single day. So I'm just wiping these mushrooms down. You know, you don't really need to rinse them off too much. Just get the dirt off of them. Usually people say use a paper towel, but I don't really. Actually, I did have some paper towels for a special occasion, but I don't know where they're at right now. So this works just as well, if not better in ways. So, and I don't mind a little bit of dirt. That's where the vitamin B12 is. If there's any in the soil, there you go. So again, we're going to cut these up kind of small. And hell, let's just go ahead and put it all in here. Going to do, actually I was just saying you should do uniform pieces, but I'm going to do some small pieces and some bigger ones. And again, these, you could dehydrate these as well. These are going to kind of marinate in here with all of these juicy goodness. Get kind of the ones that look like they need to be eaten first. And these big fresh ones, maybe I can save for, you know, another meal or another part of the meal. So this will be good. So again, these are gonna get pushed to the side a little bit here. So great ingredients for the first part, kind of the bulky, flavorful, you know, on one hand very cooling, because you know, these turmerics and these gingers, they're kind of warming, and that's good to have that balance. It does nothing but help the digestion. And this on its own is really, really delicious. I'm not even sure that this would fit on my spiralizer. So we'll just see. Yeah, this is really, really good. Now we are going to go ahead and just use our food processor. You could use a blender. You could also use a juicer. It's like, use whatever you have. So like 3 small things of turmeric, and then we'll do 1 kind of small little guy of ginger for now to start us off, and always go by taste on this sort of thing. So it's nice to give it a rinse and also kind of get into somewhat manageable pieces. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to go ahead and do another red pepper. Just a rough chop is good. This is very therapeutic. Okay. It's looking good already. It smells very, 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 very potent because that ginger and that turmeric, that's a lot. So we'll go ahead and put the mushrooms in after. Just did a few. I mean, let's do an extra. Big ass zucchini. Give us a lot of good water content, kind of bulking up the sauce. Okay. So, zucchinis. And might as well do this one too. Okay, so let me show you what we got. We got our mushrooms, our peppers. Really any flavors you want in here. And let's see what we get. Okay. Now, if you did this in a Vitamix, it would be smoother, but it'll also get a little bit smoother as it sets and also as we keep going. Okay, I have some of these dates. It's now got a pretty bitter taste from, you know, all the ginger. So these have actually been soaking for weeks. And if I wanted to, I could just pour some of this liquid, which I'm going to. You know, because I like stuff pretty liquidy. And I'm going to put about 3 of those in there. I'm also going to eat one. I need to, like, make that into ice cream for dessert. I'm going to add more of this. I mean, you just can't go wrong with zucchini in almost any recipe because, you know, it just works. It just goes with everything. Yeah, always taste it because everybody has different tastes. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more sweet, but I also want to add some salty. I'm tasting that it's not salty enough. Add just a tiny bit of this liquid aminos. Just a tiny bit. I'm not a huge salty person, but it really does have balance. Okay, so let's see what we have now. This would just be so good on some zoodles right now. It's starting to come together. We've got some layers built of flavor now, you guys. Some good layers built. The sweet's coming through. The ginger and the turmeric are coming through. I honestly think what it needs is just to set for a minute, you know, and maybe a little bit more acid. If I can find something around here. Maybe a little bit of fat. A little bit of fat from some hemp seeds would be good. Since I don't have any coconut meat, you know, again, I could use coconut milk to get the same effect, but this is raw coconut, dried coconut, and just, you know, depending on how hungry you are, yeah, put maybe 3/4 of a cup in here. You could do half a cup, you could do a cup. It's up to you how much you like coconut, how much you, like I said, are hungry. This is good. I'm starting to get to the point where I just want to eat. Oh, garlic, I think, is maybe what we want. And I do have lots of garlic. Okay, so we got 3 of these beautiful jumbo garlic. Had them forever, so I put them in the fridge. I think this is really going to round us out here. Wow, super good now. The only thing is a little more. If I had a fresh lime, I'd probably be in heaven right now.
So we have this great sauce. Almost looks like a marinara. Pretty good. Again, zoodle it up and eat it right over that. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and slice this up. These are pretty, this was a huge one, so. And again, kind of the same kind of principle. We're not gonna be cooking these, but you could dehydrate them a little bit. You could just put some lemon juice in there. Lemon juice is over there. Uniform pieces, Claire, uniform pieces. I might do some more of these bigger pieces with this. Just, you know, not too crazy. So again, let those juices kind of meld together. Get a little marinade going on if you really wanted to be cool. You could even put some probiotics on here, powdered probiotics, and, you know, let some of this stuff absorb and kind of almost culture in a way and get some. I think I'm going to do that to the sauce. Put 5. Make it real good. And it's also another kind of form of preservative. We'll just kind of, and this is very, it's not, you can't taste it at all, so it's not going to really do anything. Just kind of get it a little bit meshed up in there. And that's going to be nothing but good. So good. I'm like, chili powder and some cumin would actually do pretty well in this too. Get this guy set up. Sorry about the background here. Go ahead and do this. And let's see if we can even get this here. So, when we are ready, we shall drizzle this lovely sauce right on the top. Yes, and this is when you eat. Okay, so just was eating that and I realized I could have probably put more spices on it. I could even use an additional sauce. Then I remembered that I had this great vegan basil pesto. Stuff is way too good. I'll just keep putting more and more. Not the healthiest thing I could be eating, probably. But when you're a newbie at raw foods, it's okay to go a little higher on the fats to get used to this situation.